welcome. It's a beautiful day here on the Isthmus, and I'm very happy to have these next 30 minutes to spend with you in this way. So take these first initiatory moments to arrive, to tune into your body, into your field, into your breath. And recognize that we use the practice, every aspect of the practice. Ultimately, the ultimate aim of every aspect of this journey is to tame the mind. To tame the mind so that we can know who we are, the truth of who we are, through everything and above all else. I think that the question of who am I is perhaps the most important question that we could endeavor into, that we can have a continuity of inquiry around this question of who am I? And in my views, the knowingness that we have around that answer is very important with regards to how we are of service in the world, how we bring our gifts to the world. Which brings me to a beautiful quote by the great poet David Whyte that I want to share with you here before we start the physical forms. And he said that a great good part of how we are of service in the world has to do with how we belong to the world. And that the ultimate service of human life is a kind of vitality and giftedness that emerges from a true sense of belonging. So as you are arriving and tuning into your body, into your mind, into your emotional instrumentation, into the it and all of it all that is here now in the home of your being, give yourself wild, inclusive, unabashed permission to belong to everything that you are feeling or not yet feeling or desire to be feeling, so that you can alchemize and transform and turn around and give the gift. Okay, so let's take a stand. I'm going to stand up and I'm going to back up so that you can see my whole body, and begin with a mood of servitude toward the way in which you're breathing. Bring your feet, please, to the width of your hips, and allow your heart to begin to crack a smile. This is actually an incredibly important aspect of the Chi arts. When we have a joyful essence in our heart, that energy is conveyed to the function of all of our organs, and it gives us access to a latent reservoir of wellness that sometimes is just in a far off hidden holding pattern. So begin by tuning into the breath and to the smile of the heart, softening everything and feeling more at home in the remarkable address of your body and your mind. We'll begin with yin, yang, herring, carries the river. So we'll pass the fingertips up the side, central line of the thighs, of the hips, of the sides of the ribs to the eye of the armpit, and then take the arms out, drop the head back, and then bend into it and through it. Pull the energy up. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Pushing down through the balls of the feet and the pads of the big toes in order to elongate, extend, and expand through the spine. Feel the levity and the organic revelation of the wings that are now your arms. And exhale, collapse. Inhale up. Inhale, 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 inhale. You are absolutely more capable of receiving breath than your mind tells you you are. So drawing it in. Exhale. If you were in yesterday's session, I was talking about these optimal templates that are within our being, within our body, within our mind. Quantum blueprints iteration of integrative practice work that we do together aligns us with our optimal templates, with our quantum blueprints, so that we can be blueprint technicians. Do this a couple more times. Coming into deeper and deeper resonance, a kind of resonance that is enduringly relevant. Bending and rising. And then bring everything home to the abode of the belly. Hands, attention. Yesterday I mentioned that I've been really thinking about how the power of focus is maybe one of the greatest tools that we currently have in our belt during this time of history that we're in. It's very easy to get extrapolated. Every time the hands come into the abode of the belly, to the home of the hara, this gesture in and of itself represents, at the level of sensation and revelation, it represents the power and the privilege of focus. So feel the focus in the flow of your breath and the way in which you are being. We're going to move right into rooting boar. Some of you may be familiar with this. We're going to do it in two different forms. Single-armed on low, and then double-armed on high. Okay, so have a look. I'm going to station my right hand with the palm facing up and the thumb sealed in along the fingers, right alongside the outer right hip. I'm going to root and rise, root and rise, root and rise. So I'm keeping all of the four curvatures of the spine really straight as I'm doing the form. Rooting and rising, rooting and rising, rooting and rising. So one of these curvatures includes the back of the neck. Keep your brainstem elongated and extended and expanded. This will allow you to find the deep threads of freedom and flow in the serum of your spine. When we practice, we want to give the serum of the spine an oil change. So let's root first, please, with the left hand. So root and rise. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. As you rise up on the inhale, squeeze the long bones in your legs with your muscles. Create a rinsing effect. Be an agent of enhancement and expand. The practice itself is an expander that allows you to become a better generator, a better manifester, a better projector. Let it expand your capacity for wonderment. In yesterday's session, I was talking about being attuned to your wonder child, whose cells are moleculed with millions of years worth of talent. Two more, one, and bring it home. Orient the left palm now to face the sky. Find the scales in the hands. I know I'm standing a good bit away from the camera on the screen. However, I want you to know that my toes are lifting and spreading like peacock feathers. Spread the toes and breathe through the bones of the toes and breathe through the spaces between the toes. Now seal the fingers of the left hand. Draw the left elbow back just a little bit. Exhale, right hand and arm is rooting. Inhale up. Looking at the tip of the nose. bring a buoyant, exuberant, crest of the wave effect to the way that you are exploring the form. Remember to squeeze the long bones in the legs as you come up to the peak of your inhale. The breath goes wild. Bring the hands in, pull the elbows back. Whew. And exhale, getting ready for the next expression of the form. So, rooting low and with both hands and rising high. It's the same elliptical continuity that is the gesture. Only instead of coming back to the hip, both are going up to the shoulders and then back down, okay? Remember, keep the 4 curves of the spine. Keep the 4 curves long, strong, but actively conducting. You are the active conductor. You are the super conductor as a practitioner. So exhale. Get into the mycelial matrix of your fascial body. It's not just the breath, it's not just the muscles. Get into the matrix. Let the amrita flow so that you can indeed tame the mind and come into perfect diaphany with the universe, with the truth of who you are, with the great party of personalities and skills that are inside of you, moleculed in the mother lode of your inner being. 3, 2, and 1. Whew. You feel it? Bring your hands home to the abode of the belly. I hope you feel as warm and as alive as I do. We've had an enormous amount of rain in the past 72 hours, which I love so much. And I'm really feeling in my body how good it feels to practice in a humid environment as we're emerging from a very long, extended winter, seemingly. So this next form is a lot gentler, and its container is smaller, but its potency is no less. So this is be in flight. Your arms will be extended out to the side at about the same level as your lowest rib. And then take a kind of calligraphic, ballet-like essence out into the ends of your extremities, mostly into the ends of the fingers. And so from here, we're going to create figure 8s with the wings of the bee. I'd like for you to move at glacial pace for this form. Exhale forward, and then inhale back. Inhaling as the chest is lifting and opening. Inhaling as there is more space being created in the shape of the body. Allow your body to collapse and rearrange. Allow it to shape-shift instinctually and intuitively so as to steward the flow as fully as possible. Exhale. and inhale. Let these moments of getting really slow be enchanting for you. Keep it going. Stay up. Yesterday I was mentioning my love for this quote of Thomas More's, and he said that the soul has a need, an absolute, it's a big airplane going over, an absolute and unapologetic need for regular excursions into enchantment. An absolute and unapologetic need for regular excursions into enchantment. For myself, my practice has always been that. Which isn't to say that there aren't days where it feels more like I'm fixing things or healing things, or like I'm, schlepping backwards through the whole journey of it. But it's always been a space within which I am reminded of an expanded state. And it's when we are in the expanded state, keep it going, keep your bee flying. It's when we are in the expanded state that we are granted access to the latent reservoirs of wellness, of insight and inspiration, of creativity, of meaning, of purpose, and of that sense of belonging that I was speaking to at the beginning, the sense of belonging. The greatest service of human life is a kind of vitality and giftedness that emerges from a true sense of belonging. Tune in, friends, right now in this moment, and check out where you are within your inner spectrum with this sense of belonging. How much more can you tame the mind so that you can feel really at home within your being and feel a profound sense of belonging with the whole of it all. This is the last one. I know these have been long flows, but it's really good to get into a long rapport with a form. All right, so bring it home. Come to standing for a moment. Hands at the hara, totally relaxed. Rest and relaxation are your original state. In that state. And then watch here. I'm going to bring my hands to one-fingered Zen, which involves sticking the index fingers up and then holding the tip of the middle and ring fingers down with the thumb and curling the pinky finger down to follow those other three fingers. The Zen fingers will be down alongside the meridian along the central outer thigh. And I'm going to cross my hands. In this case, I'm going to bring my left hand in front, and I've got my hands and my arms out in front of the field of the heart. And I'm going to step my left leg out to the side and shoot the arrow. And then I'm going to twist and shoot. And then I'll bring it back home. Okay? And then we'll do it to the other side. So in terms of essence, clearly there's a precision because you're shooting an arrow and you want to take aim and hit your target, right? So there's precision and there's a laser-like caliber of focus. However, at the same time, there is this resplendency of surrender. And I'd like for you to explore what it feels like, what that kind of diaphany is, to feel feel a both and situation in the sensations of the inner terrain. So bring your hands to one fingered Zen. Bring your feet, please, to the width of your hips. And then bring your left hand out in front of your heart. Wrists are crossed, but the wrists are not touching. So lift your left foot, please, and we're going to softly and assuredly step the left leg to the side and begin to shoot and elongate the left arm, which is going to become the arrow, on an out breath with a tss, like a TS sound. So, the tension, the generative friction that's going on here, and transition. So the index finger is now going to be crossing in front of the front gate of the body and going over to the right. Right elbow is still hung high on the level of the shoulder. Now shoot the right arm and pull the left arm back on the out breath with the TS sound. Bending the knees. Good. Now we're going to step the left foot in, bring the left hand back in front, and then bring the hands down into one fingered Zen alongside the meridian, the thigh. Hang the head back for a moment, relax your shoulders. I'm just going to scoot over so I don't step into this big plant. One fingered Zen. Bring the right hand in front. Feel the energy and the electricity between your heart and your left wrist and your right wrist, and your heart and the whole field that surrounds you. Again, we're using these technologies to tame the mind so as to find our way home into the truth of who we are, of who we've always been, of who we will enduringly be, and to have a sense of centeredness with that. Inhale, lift the right foot, and then step softly and assuredly to the right, shooting the right arm. Twist. Inhale. And good. Step the right foot in and bring the right hand in front. Bring both hands then down to one fingered Zen. Left hand coming in front. And lift the left foot. And step assuredly to the left, shooting your arrow. Transition. Right here, this is a powerful place. Feel that. Get into the talisman of it, and then shoot the arrow again. Pushing with the right arm and hand, and pulling back with the left arm and hand. Good. Step the left foot in. Bring the left hand in front. And then bring the Zen fingers down alongside the thighs, standing in full presence. Bring the right hand in front. Lift the right foot. Find the buoyancy in the field. And step. Transition, inhale. And shoot. Push with the left hand, pull with the right. Good, and step it in. And a moment of Wu Wei. Unwinding, conscious undoing, unraveling. In full resonance with your optimal template, with your quantum blueprint. These aren't just, fun ideas. These are existential realities that we can develop a relationship with that will help us expedite the process of being who we came here to be, right? Your optimal template, uncover it, and then fertilize it. Take a stand. So in closing here, we'll bring the right foot in front and the left leg back behind. And I have on these massive pants, but the knees are bent out to the side, okay? So the back foot, in this case my left foot, is on the ball. The heel is lifted. And I'm both lifting it and then pushing from the center of the heel out through the center of the knee and out on a diagonal. Okay, so I'm gonna take the arms out and up. And I'm gonna take hold of my left wrist with my right hand. And I'm gonna reach, exhale. Opening up the sides of the ribs and inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. The soul has an absolute and unapologetic need for regular excursions into enchantment. Have you journeyed well? I most absolutely hope so. Open the arms, push the chi, part the waters, open your heart, witness the joy. Bring the hands to the abode of the belly. Bring the left heel, your back heel flat, and transition your right foot, your front foot, now to the back. And take the arms out and up. Take hold of the right wrist with the left hand. And maybe you even want to curl the index finger of your right hand into the valley of the thumb and join the thumb to the middle and ring fingertips. This is Hridaya Mudra that's going to connect you to the smile of your heart, okay? Be a joy broadcaster with me. Let's open our hearts for another moment's time before we all disperse out into the world, going our separate ways, taking this same current of beingness and revelation and joy with us. So exhale, open, and inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Doesn't it just feel amazing? Exhale. The planes are flying again. We are returning. Isn't that great news? Exhale. And inhale, come up to straighten, true north. Release the hands, bring the hands down to the ball of the belly. Bring your back foot flat and draw your left foot in to join the right foot. Standing here, tuning in to how the practice has hopefully tamed your mind and gotten you really centered with that quote that I shared with you at the very, very beginning. For those of you who may have jumped on a little bit later, I shared the words of David White, and he said that how it is that we are of service in the world depends largely upon how we belong to the world, and that the greatest human service is a kind of vitality and giftedness that emerges from a true sense of belonging. It is my sincere hope that you feel an undeniable, enduringly strong, intact, meaningful sense of belonging within your own body, in your own mind, in your capacities, in your dedication and devotion and drive and desire with your work in the world, every aspect of your work in the world. And the thing about this world and work is that it's all work. And so practice helps us find ways, new mind for falling in love with work, so that we can bring a refreshed outlook to every step and breath. Thank you so much for being here. I hope to tune in with all of you tomorrow, same time, same place, here at the Lighthouse. Sat Nam. Namaste.